This conference will now be recorded.
Hello. Hi, hello. Welcome to the next session on SAP ABAP. And in the last few classes, we have deep dived into the object-oriented ALV with the module pool program, the combination of the module pool programs. And before proceeding to the next concepts in technical side, so there is a lot of demand in the functional side for the FICO guys nowadays. So this batch, I would like to introduce the FICO in the early stage itself. Okay, because we are doing sales on the regular basis. Maybe you are comfortable with some of the sales tables and purchase tables and material tables. So today I am going to discuss first what exactly the FICO, what is the integration between the FICO integration between the SD and MM. Then we will discuss about what are the transactions in the FICO and what are the database tables we are going to use in the FICO and what is the functional overview of the FICO base. Okay, so that's we'll introduce in today's class. Then we are going to use these FICO tables for our programming. So already in the demo I have discussed. So SAP is a product and which contains almost 60 plus modules and 26 LOBs. And so this is the company Amazon. So whenever they sell the product to the customer, so they are going to get a money from the customer, right? They are going to receive the money from the customers, right? So this concept we are going to call. So this is an account to receivables. See, so here we are going to, whenever the company sell the product to the customer, so company is going to receive the money from the customer. So this concept we call it an account to receivables. So shortcut is AP. Sorry, AR. So account to receivables. FICO we have one concept called AR. So this we call it an account receivables. And also whenever the company buys from the vendor, the supplier, and company is going to pay the amount to the vendor. So from company point of view, they are paying to the vendor. So this concept, maybe you know now what exactly this concept, account to pay is perfect. So this is the concept of AP. Okay, and also guys, whenever customer gives the return order, even customer can but whenever you create an order, the invoice will be created. So maybe I will give it the new picture. So I don't want to include more there. So SAP FICO. What is FICO is financial accounting, and CO means controlling. So this is the full form. So financial accounting and controlling this. Finance 2Ms and controlling. And also guys, there is new module in FICO as well. We have this is also very demanding course nowadays, which is a name finance account, not account, sorry, contract account, receivables and payables. So these are the two modules in the FICO side. Okay, so how exactly the FICO will integrate with SD and MMIs? So we are going to have, so people will not come to the class. In the evening, whenever the requirement comes, they call me. So what is FICO? What are the transactions which we need to use? And what is the database table which we have to use? Because I am not having any work, okay, I am sitting idle, okay, I need to tell the answers, right? So everything is there in the PPT, guys. Don't ask me these kind of basic questions, and you are calling and you are asking these questions without attending the class, because I don't want to help in that cases. Okay, if it is in a hard, if it is in a some logical things, I can give the answers when you call it. But if it is in a basic, okay, I don't give the answers in the calls, phone calls. Okay, so don't call me in that cases. You have to refer the PPT and you need to read it. Okay, then next step, if it is any difficult, then you have to ask me this, because I'm receiving this kind of calls nowadays. Okay, without referring the PPT directly, they are calling me. So what is this? What is the table? So you need to refer the PPT for everything. That's why I'm introducing this early itself. But you should refer to my PPTs. Even I have explained this concept in the earlier batch also. Okay, so this is the one. So maybe this is the company. So every company will have, so one company structure is, so company, and we have a company code. Okay, what exactly the company code? So company code is a legal entity. Company code is a legal entity. We have different company codes set up in the system. Company code is a legal business entity for the company. Okay, so legal entity means, suppose if you want to start a company, it's not your choice case. Okay, it's whatever you would like to do. If you want to do that, it's not acceptable as a legal point of view, the government point of view, right? So whatever the income which you are getting and whatever the expenses which you are doing, everything should be accountable, right? So there should be an accountability. Okay, this is the income which is coming inside. This is the income which is going outside. So you have to show in a balance sheet, and you need to show the revenue to the government. Then government will apply a tax on top of your revenue streams. So this is that's why I call it in a company code here. It's in a legal business entity. So one company code can have multiple business legal entities. So let's take an example of. So I will give the example of. So Amazon is in a company, and Amazon, this top layer, I can call it in a company or organization. Company or organization, and one company can have multiple legal entities. So we have, they will name this company like here. So Amazon India Limited, Amazon India Private Limited, right? So based on the country, they are going to have different legal business entities. So we have a different org structure. This we call it an enterprise structure. This we call it's an enterprise structure. Okay, maybe Amazon have a company in America. So Amazon, not here, yeah, that is a site. Maybe America, maybe Amazon. Okay, America. Some they will be having like this. Okay, and like this, they are going to have one company, but based on the countries, they are dividing into the different business legal entities. So this kind of setup we will be having. So when we are going to build an enterprise structure in SAP case. So like this we call it a company code is a legal business entity for the company. We will be having different company codes for one company, and that setup will be done in the SAP. So if you go to the SAP, there are some configurations. So we call like, so SAP is we can do our own customizations and configurations. So go to the SAP ECC and SAP user. So go to the Pro is the transaction, guys. For all modules, it will show up. So we talked about 64 plus modules, right? So here all the modules are not activated, but there are some of the modules which you can see over here. So you can see the open text module for the invoice vendor management, vendor invoice management. We have any SAP specific settings, and also we have controlling, we have financial accounting, new, and we are going to use the financial accounting new, and logistics and execution for the MM and SD. And you can see even some of the things will be there in the logistics execution as part of the MM and SD. And SRM, supplier relationship management, logistics execution, QM, quality management, everything we have discussed in our demo class. The same thing you can see. Suppose if you want to do any company specific configurations and customizations of all these modules, we are going to set up those in the Pro transaction. Okay, in the Pro. So this is an enterprise base. Here I am talking about an enterprise. So if you want to do any setup like this, okay, we have an Amazon company, we have different company codes for India, different company code for US. So if you want to do that, here you can see there is an enterprise structure. So in the definition and assignment, so we are defining the company space. So it comes under the definition part. So go to the definition part, and so what definitions you need to do? Do you need to do an FICO, or do you need to do the definition of controlling? Do you need to do any logistics shipments? Do you want to do any structure for sales organization and material management? So plant maintenance, see HR. So if you want to do any definitions, and we are going to use this enterprise structure, I go to the financial accounting. Let's take financial accounting, and see we can define a company, guys. See, so I can define a company. So new entries, and define some company which is not having. I'm going to take series of, okay, 3000. 3000 is already there. We'll take some special number, 9000, 8000. Actually, normally we follow the 4 digits case. Okay, for the company code, company and company code. Okay, maybe I start with the okay, 99. I will start with the 99 series case. So 9900, and company is Amazon Global. Amazon Global. This is the company which is there, and street maybe I can give first. Amazon Global is there in the US, and maybe in US I can set, okay, California, and post box number 346, and postal sorry, something 5 digits, and city is country US. And whenever you define, see, currency is important, guys. It's in a country specific. Normally you design the company codes based on the country specific. So currency is, okay, that's it, guys. Save, and so I have designed one company. So come back and see, here you can see the company. Come back, and so we are going to define a business area. Sorry, we are going to define a company code. See, execute the company code and edit company code, new entries. So company code is, okay, maybe I started with 9900. It's a 9901. This is the one. So this is the company name is Amazon. Yes. language we define it in English. And I created one company code for the California, and maybe I'm going to define a new company code number 909902, and which is an MS India Private Limited. City is okay. Blah blah. Country India. Currency Indian language also English. I think it's not reflecting. See guys, so we have two company codes 99019902, and come back, and we can do the assignment. We can assign the company code to the company. So if you want to assign that, and we need to go to the assignment tab. So there is the it's a definition, and next one is the assignment in financial accounting, and assign company code to the company. You need to assign a company code to the company. So where is the company code? Yeah, you can see the 9 series. So we have created two company codes 99019902. So the company which I created is 9911. So we did the name. We created different company codes. We assigned to the one company. See, so what are the business which I have? Everything which is there in the system. Just I have showed. I don't want to teach all the Pico over here, guys. Just why I have given this is so how you do a configuration. What is the configurations and customizations? So to give an example which I have given. So normally this is the setup which we are going to do in the Pico module. Suppose whenever you save these details, so everything guys. So the data, whatever you did, whatever you save, whatever you configure, so the data will be stored in the database tables. That's the functionality of the data dictionary. So database table is the T001 base and the 9901 and execute, and you can see the data is saved in the database tables. So these are all the tables which we are going to use in the real times. Suppose if you want to get the company code details, which table you are going to refer it. So maybe sometimes you are going to do in a reporting. There you need to report what is the company code, what is the name of that company code, what is the address of that company code. So everything if you want to print in the report, you need to come to this table T001 base. This is the database table. Some of the database tables in the FICO side we are going to list it out. So which table you have used in the FICO? See, you can tell this T001, which is a company code master table. So this is the one of the table and the company code point of view. And maybe so now I am going to the I'm going back here, and so how exactly it will integrate when the Pico comes into the picture base. So this is an SAP Pico. Okay, so you know there is a process, sales and distribution process, right? So in the sales and distribution, what we will do, maybe we have an inquiry. So all these are business transactions you are going to see in SAP, and we have a quotation, and we have an order, we have an okay delivery, and we are going to get an amount from the customer base. We have an invoice. So whenever the invoice created, okay, when we in the system automatically, okay, to track, to monitor the your money, the company money, immediately a accounting document will be created. Accounting document will be created. So a finance accounting document will be created. As soon as the invoice creates, it creates an accounting document. So let's go and see one of the sales order and go to the VA03 and give some order, and maybe no, we have one order base. So maybe we'll go to the invoice. From invoice I am going to get it. We know the invoice number. Recently we worked on the invoice, and here you can see there is a document flow. It gives all the related transactions. When you click on the document flow, see it starts with sales order. We have a delivery number, and we have an invoice. We have an invoice cancellation. See guys, a accounting document which is created automatically. So this is the integration between SD and FI guys. So exactly the FICO starts from here. The FICO starts from here guys. So here if you can see sales order, if you go to the display, it goes to the VA03 transaction. So this is an see, this is an VA03 transaction. So it is, we can display it. Display delivery. It goes to the, see, it is going to give total document flow guys. It's an VL03. So everything is whatever we discussed. We have seen this is a VF11 display document. It goes to the VF11 means VF03. The same, it is displaying the invoice document and accounting document display, and it goes to the. It is giving in a report guys. This is in a report which is calling FB03. So to display the accounting document, what is the transaction code? FB03. See, I am learning from the system only guys. See, I didn't remember anything, and from the system, if you know the system, you can learn anything guys. So but you should know how exactly the SAP will work out. So from here I am going, so to create an accounting document, create accounting document. Now FB01 and change accounting guys. I don't want to do this much for this accounting document. So already you know FB01 to create, FB02 to change, FB02 to display guys. He knows everyone, the sequence. First one to create, the second one to change, the third one to display guys. So this is the accounting document creation guys. And also, so the accounting document created, but where this accounting document, so this accounting document is so actually customer is going to pay the amount against this accounting document is. So this is both are same. If you see the invoice number, actually ideally, so in the real time ways, we generate the invoice document with the same number of the accounting document is, with the same number. Okay. So normally it is not there here, but normally the accounting document number should be same with the invoicing document. So whenever you create an accounting document, the accounting document will be stored in the two tables, SE11, and that is a BKPF is one table, is BKPF, and go to the BKPF, and you can see it's an accounting document header table. Maybe instead of this, maybe the table is good, I think. So I don't write like this. So maybe I'm going to put in a table with new slide. Transaction description, transaction code, create, change, display, header table, item table. Okay, so which is in a process, create, change, display, header, item. So first we start with accounting document. Okay, FP01, FP02, and FP03, and header table is okay BKP.
Yep. And B seg.
Okay. Yeah, wait, I am setting up. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Yeah. So FB01 and FB02 and FB03 BAPF, and it's like BS easy guys. Accounting document item table, which will be there in the BS easy. These are also one of the important table in FI set, SC11 and BS easy and this. So here you can see there are different kind of key fields guys. Here the key fields only company code and accounting document. In which company code the accounting document is posted. So what we told right. So whatever the cash and money which is coming inside and which is going outside, everything will be posted against the company code. So company code is a business legal entity for an organization. So that's why the company code is a key field, and BELNR, which is an accounting document, BELNR, and also in which year it is posted guys. This year we call it a fiscal year guys. So we are having a fiscal year for every company. So company follows different fiscal years guys. So let's take an example of most of the Indian companies will follow April to March. So this is our fiscal year, financial year. And some of the countries which will follow Jan to December. So this we are going to set up in the system, guys. How we are going to set up the fiscal years. So if you can see here, Pro and SAP reference image, and go to the financial accounting view, and see, guys, account receivables and account payables, contract accounts receivables and pay. This comes under the FICO, guys. This comes under the FICA. So contract accounts receivables and payables. This comes under the FICA module, but this comes under the FICO module, guys. So here, financial accounting global settings, and go to the ledgers, fiscal years and postings. See, maintain fiscal year variant and may assign company code to the fiscal year event. See, if it is in India, we'll create a fiscal year from April to the March, and so maybe I'm going to maintain a fiscal year variant over here, and better I always go to the did you see years starts from, see, April to March. See, guys, this I am going to, this is in a standard stage. V3, V6, V9 is in a standard SAP. Already SAP did in some templates for you. Okay, the templates which we need to copy. So here we have an April to March fiscal year template, guys. I am going to copy that to my own fiscal year. So V3 is in a copy, and this is my Amazon AI. That means it's an Amazon India fiscal year variant AI. That's it, and it will, whenever you click on copy all, automatically it will copy all the dependent configurations. See, number of almost 588 configurations which are there in the system. It will copy automatically, and save that, and save it, and come back and assign company code to the fiscal year variant. So we have the company code, so 9000 something. See, which is an A, Amazon, and actually I need to do an US as well, which is an A. Oh, sorry, this is an A. That's no problem. We can change it later as well. This is a changed thing, and save it. So like this, we are going to assign the fiscal years to the company code. The same thing. So whenever you post an accounting document for India company code, so whatever the fiscal year which is there, that will be assigned over here. So that's in a fiscal year. GJA HR is in a fiscal year. So these are the two tables which we are going to use it in the FI side, BKPF and BS easy, guys. And also, guys, the accounting documents. So whenever the accounting document is created, this is created, right? So when the customer who bought this product, so display. So this is the customer sold to party 307,760. So this customer paid the invoice. Okay, whenever the accounting document which is created, so there are two statuses. One is the open accounting document, the another one is the clearing document. So as soon as the invoice creates, this accounting document is created in the open accounting document, guys. So okay, invoice open item, I call it is. Okay, so the transactions are same, but the status is for the open invoice open item for customers. So the tables are BSID and BSAD. So these are the two tables which are going to have. Suppose as soon as the invoice creates, the accounting document will be created. That accounting document will be stored in the BSID. But this is an open document. So invoice open document. So whenever it is cleared, that means whenever the customer made a payment against this invoice or this accounting document, that data will be stored in the BSAD table. That's a cleared document. This is an open and cleared documents. Okay, open and cleared items for the customers. Those things will be stored in the BSID and BSAD. And when you go to the table, let's go and SE11 and BSID. This is a database table, and go to the database table, and you can see company code, and here the customer is added, and there are a lot of field states, clearing date. Okay, there are a lot of things which are there. Maybe I will go with our accounting document. Okay, go to the accounting document, which is a BELNR is an accounting document. So what is the BELNR here? So if you go to here, so the BELNR is the this is the BELNR. This is the accounting document. So I will take the document number and go to the see, this is the document number and execute. Sorry. Okay, maybe invoice number, document number. Thousand. Okay, here we need to give the reference number, guys. So we'll see what is the reference number, and maybe if I take this invoice, take this. This is the invoice. Invoice is the reference document. So take this invoice. Come back. Control. Yeah. So this is the invoice, and go to the here and delivery and invoice. Okay, this is not showing up here. Okay, maybe the invoice is cancelled. That's why it's not coming up over here, guys. Maybe what I will do is I'm going to create a new invoice document. So go to the here. So take this delivery, guys. So I'm going to create an invoice from this delivery and BF01 and put the delivery number, enter. Okay. So maybe come back, take this invoice. 76. So this is the one more invoice. Maybe I will cancel this invoice first. You want to cancel the invoice, VF11 is the transaction, and enter. Okay, even this is also cancelled already. SC11. This is 16 GB of billing document number 774. not giving me this. I need to get a pattern like this. How can I get this? Seven F4. So the last invoice is, I think this is the invoice we have created. 776. I think you have created a lot of invoices. Some people. Okay. You can take this invoice and go to the document flow VF03 and put the invoice number display and accounting document is this. And guys, here you can see the status, which is in a cleared, guys. Sorry, I didn't see the status, which is in a cleared. Cleared means where this document will be available, guys. This is in a document number, and if it is in a cleared, I need to go to the clearing BSAD, guys, not the BSID. Sorry, I have to go to the BSAD and display. So go to the here. Here I will go SE16. N is good always. Don't go with the SE11. So BSAD, and here you can see the accounting document is over here. So take the accounting document. And see, guys, you need to see the status in the flow, and you need to go to over here. But if you see here, so we have a same kind of document. See 111, but here you can see this document is posted in different fiscal years. Case our latest year, if you can see, so 2001, and this is the latest one which we have seen this, and also the reference document also. What is the amount? And also, guys, here you can see there are different company codes. Case you need to look at the company code as well, which company code which is made against. So here we have 1000 is in a company code we are using normally. The 1000 company code, the latest here is the 2001. This is the latest clearing document which is posted against this, and the amount which is posted is 52,121. The currency, if you can see, the currency will be available somewhere. So it's in a euros is in a currency. So this is in a clearing document table. So if you can see, this is in a customer open document, open item table. This is in a customer clearing document item table, guys. And this is the some of the two tables, guys. And also, guys, so we have in F5 we have a concept called and also, guys, this comes under, if it is in a customer, it comes under the account receivables. And also sometimes you pay the invoices to the vendors as well. You pay the money to the vendors. It's an account payable concept. So whenever it is an account payable concept, it goes under the what is the vendor invoice? What is the what is the integration between vendor and company? Which concept comes? Customer means sales. Yeah, purchase concept comes. What is the purchasing invoice? What is the flow in the purchase? What is the invoice transaction for the purchase flow? Okay, the flow is, see, guys, everything is important. Nowadays, the interview doors are increased, guys. Okay, so the business they are asking. Okay, not only business, they are checking from your 10th class as well, guys. So what is your marks in the 10th class? How many marks you got in the mathematics in the 10th class? I hope everybody got more than 90 marks in the 10th class, right? What is your marks? 90. Anyone who is having less than 90 in mathematics? Okay. How much?
Yes, I have 84 only.
Okay, please don't talk. If
Okay.
who are attending online, please don't talk. Please post in the chart window. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So okay, 80 is okay, guys. Good score. 80 is good score. Okay. What about intermediate? Huh? Okay, 75, 150, 150 plus 150, 300. So 300, how much you scored? 280 is good score. Next, 260 good score. 290 good score. Huh? What is Rakesh Pendata? Huh? I hope everybody got more than 220 minimum. Yes, right? But now my question is, what is the mathematics score in your engineering? Okay, here everybody will tell less score only. I know that. Huh? Okay, everybody got a modern marks. Yeah, I know that. I know that stats. Okay, but see, the percentage is not a problem, guys, because Hindi. Let's take an example of Hindi. Okay, 100 marks. So maybe you got 21 is pass marks, I think, in that class, right? Huh? You got 21, huh? Exactly. Yeah. So 80 marks, you lost 80 marks, right? So that reduces your and also Telugu, Telugu, Hindi, and English also you need to have good score. Social, okay. This kind of subjects will reduce your percentages, but that's why whenever you come to the software, the main things are two. One is English, the second one is the mathematics. So now they are checking only the English and mathematics, okay, not other subjects. Okay, so even what is the rank of your MSET? What is the rank of your GATE? Okay, this will no, just I'm kidding. So if you have this kind of thing, your profile, the value of your profile will be more rich. Don't think that education will have a lot of importance. Okay, so why I go to that concept, I don't know. So now the purchasing concept, why I'm telling is you should be having not only the coding, not only the communication. Even most of the people will think I know very good English, I can get 1 lakh job. It doesn't work out. Okay, you should have parallel concept. You should be having communication skills, you should be having the subject, you should be having the business knowledge, and also you should be having some educational background base. So most of the people thinking now, right? So don't think much, but if you have that things as it's an added advantage for your resume, guys. So now I am going to the purchase. So the vendor invoice comes into the purchasing concept, and in the purchasing we have a purchasing invoice. The transaction code, I can say it's a Miro wise. So did you remember or not? I don't know, but so I have given a flow: purchase requisition, request for quotation, and purchase order, and purchasing delivery and purchasing invoice. The transaction code is MIGO, and Miro is for delivery, the goods movement, and Miro is for the invoice case, the purchasing invoice. So whenever the purchasing invoice is created, so a accounting document created from side, that vendor side. So the vendor, we call it's an account payable concept. So in the account payable, we have a postings, account payable, purchasing invoice, accounting document, that is also accounting document, but which is in a different case. The transaction is here, it comes under the Miro, and from Miro it is going to post an accounting document, but which is an from Miro, and the database tables are MKPF and MSEG. This is the database tables which we are going to see in terms of the account payable side. Go to the S11 and go to the MKPF. It's in a material. See MKPF and you can see it's in a, see guys, MBLNR, that is in a BELNR. Here it is in a MPLNR. It's in a number of material accounting document, and MJHR, material document here, and the material document type. We have an XPLNR from which invoice it is created. What is the purchasing invoice number. So there are different kind of things which are going to be here is. And so the vendor invoice type. So we have a vendor open and cleared items. So even whenever you pay to the vendor, so a open document will be created in the BS IK table, and the clearing document will be stored in the BS AK table space. And apart from this, we have a GL account posting space. So we have a different kind of, suppose I have a company, but I would like to give a detailed analysis on my different division space. Let's take an example of, so we have a Geo company. Okay, Geo is the Geo India Private Limited. Reliance India Private Limited. But Reliance have different kind of business entities. So Reliance have Reliance Power, Reliance Communications, and a Reliance different oil and gas. So there are different divisions of Reliance, but they would like to see how much revenue coming from which division we are going to, which division, what is the revenue. So if they want to track for every division and also on which product they are getting this review, this revenue. Let's take an example of, they have Reliance Geo network, the internet connections. They have Reliance SIM cards. Okay, they have different kind of business channels, which is giving which revenue. So if they want to track all this, so in F5 we are going to have, so based on the product, if you want to track the revenues, so we are going to have a concept GL accounting, guys, which is a general ledger accounting. So every company will have a general ledgers, and they are going to track the amounts from the general ledger accounting. Suppose, so I have a division. In this division, in this product, I am getting some amount. I will post that amount to that. I created a general ledger for the Reliance Power, and suppose any revenue which is coming from the company code Reliance Power, so that I will take that amount. I am going to post against the general ledger accounting. Suppose I have some expenses. I am paying some salaries against the Reliance Power employees. So whatever the salaries which are posted in this month, I am going to deduct that amount from this general ledger. I am going to post it. But at the end of the month, so plus, suppose if amount is added, it's a plus. If the amount is expensed, it is a minus. So against expenses, what is the amount? Against the revenue, what is the invoice amount? So I will do a plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. At the end of the month, I am going to have plus or minus. If it is in a plus, I will be in a profit zone. If it is in a minus, I will be in a loss zone, guys. So that's exactly, it's a general ledger, we call it. So the profitability analysis, we are going to see against the general ledger account, GL accounts, guys. So where did you create a GL account? So the database table is the SKB1, but the configuration, we created a GL accounts in the FS00 transaction. See, this is my GL account master, guys. So maybe just now I have created some company code 9901, and Amazon India, create the GL account, enter a account. So enter the account number. Maybe I need to enter some 99000. So this is the 0. Actually, we need to maintain the number ranges and all. So I don't want to show that. So chart of accounts. See, we need to CA things. Chart of accounting also we need to define this. So there are a lot of configuration which we need to do. So maybe I will take the existing one. So 1079. So which is an EDZ ABAP Hyderabad. So I'm going to post some invoices. See, guys, whenever the fees comes, I'm going to post the fees against this GL account. So my GL account is so I'm going to post in a GL account. Account not defined. GL accounting 1079 1080. Enter the account. Okay, I'm going to go with that create with the template. So this is my create with template. enter a account. So I maintain the number ranges. So SP or SAP reference image. Making new general ledger accounting, GL posting and master data and GL accounts and preparations and see edit chart of account. I have maintained a chart of account for the chart of account. See, did you see any? I created something. Create chart of account. It's an Amazon chart of account AMCA and maintenance language, which is in English, and length of the GL account number. Okay, I need to maintain the how much length. So 10 is the length. 10. And controlling integration, manual creation of cost elements, automatic creation of the cost elements. Save. And okay, AMCA, Amazon chart of accounts. So one chart of accounts will have assign company code to the chart of accounts. So assign company code to the chart of accounts. What is the company code which we have created? So which is 99. So most of the people are thinking, why I am learning ABAP? I should have learned Fiscal, right? So it's an AMCA. Easy, right? Brain ledger. Okay. Come back. Define account group. And you need to define the number ranges as well as AMCA. Copy something, guys. Copy some. Copy, which is the name, chart of account AM. That's it. And account groups. So maybe I will go to now. I define a chart of accounts, and my company code is 9901, and enter a account maybe with a template. I need to give the, I should not give a number. Actually, it should be generated automatically. So maybe 999. Create. So normally we create a GL accounts, GL accounts master table. And if you want to create a master table, the transaction code is FS00 and the database table is SKB1 is the database table. To create a GL account, we are going to use the SKA1 or SKB1. I am not sure. So maybe I will go to the SE11 and go to the SKA1, the first one. So which is a chart of account and GL account number. GL account master table, guys. SKA1. Okay, GL account master. GL master table. SKA1, but SKB1 company code, I think. SKB1 is, so this GL account is posted against which company code? So that's an SKB1. So SKB1. See, company code against the GL account number. GL account. Okay, customer. Sorry, company code. Suppose if you want to see the GL accounts which are assigned to the company code, so we can go to this table and we can check the GL accounts which are assigned to the company code. Company code. So this is called, we call it an FI ABAP, guys. So we are doing an FI, all the transactions which we are using and all the database tables which we are using. So that means you know FI. So maybe there are some requirements in this area nowadays. FICO ABAP. If you know the FICO, if you do something on the FICO side, we are going to use these database tables. Apart from this, and we have a GL account posting is how you can post the amounts in the GL account. So the transaction code is FB50. So go to the FB50 company code, enter the company code. So let's take an example of actually I didn't maintain the member ranges and all for the our company code guys. Maybe I will maintain a 1000. Okay, this is the company code which is existing already configured, which I am taking it. See, so document date, I will give the today's document date. Give the document date and reference. It's an EDZ. Test is my reference, and so give the control. Don't give the reference is in a document number, and this is my thing, and company code is 1000, and take some GL account from this company code list. So what is the company code which we have taken? So this is the name 1000. Maybe I will enter the 1000, and we have a lot of company GL accounts in this 1000 list. Maybe execute, and you can see the company codes, GL accounts. There are different GL accounts which we have. Maybe almost we have 1300 GL accounts which are against this company code. The revenue comes from the different areas of different GL. Maybe so F4. Maybe we will get it in descriptions. See guys. So constructions. So suppose if any revenue coming from the construction department, that we are going to post against this GL account. Okay, there are different kind of machinery and equipment. Okay, buildings. Okay, land appreciations and real estate and similar rights. Okay, they are having a lot of business. So every business. Okay, we are going to post the amount against that particular things. Maybe I can go with the buildings. Maybe building GL account. So I'm going to post a buildings 2000 is an GL account. So 2000 is an GL. So it's not coming. GL account 2000, and so I'm going to post a debit. What is debit and what is credit, guys? Suppose a amount is if you withdraw something from the bank. So is it credit or is it debit? Debit, right? So suppose if you deposited some amount to your account, which is a credit. So first I will do that credit. So I am going to deposit some 1000 rupees. Okay, enter, and the number range 01 is missing for the year 2018. Number ranges I have maintained. Okay, so number ranges are not maintained. Go to the FT 50 again. Company code, how to change the company code? Yeah. Huh? So we'll change this to the which one I have maintained 1080. I think I have maintained for this document date and GL account. Take some GL account. Okay, which is coming. Why this all not related to this? Okay, some bank statement. And apply an credit and post 1000, 10,000. Number range I didn't maintain it. Okay, actually I need to make something. But if you want to post the GL account posting, we are going to use a transaction. GL account master, GL account postings, GL account posting. The transaction code is FB50. Okay, so I'll take FB51. So already there is there any FB50, maybe 50, can we do both display and as? No, it's not possible. But whenever you post the GL account posting, even that also will be stored in the BKPF and BSEZ, it seems. So FB51, FB52, FB53. No, guys, this is also FB03 only. The accounting document will be created. So whenever you do a GL account posting, the posting will be done in the here, guys. So maybe I will take some of the documents from FF1000 and fiscal year 2001. So if you do enter and enter your document number, see, so there are some amounts which are posted against. So this is the accounting document number. If you see, this is the GL account. So GL account 1, GL account 2, GL account 40 is a debit or credit. You can see 40 is a posting key. That is a posting key 40. It's a debit entry. 50 is a credit entry. Yes. There you are selecting credit to debit, right? So that comes as a here posting key. So the posting key, if it is a 40, it's a credit entry. If it is a 40 is a 40 is a debit entry, 50 is a credit entry. See, so if you can see 50, so negative is a credit entry. See, this is the different kind of GL accounting. But so where do you store this data? What is the database table to store all this information? So how can you track these database tables? So I'm not sure. I don't know how to track these database tables. So how do you track it? So I would like to know. So I would like to do something, some reporting from this transaction. Okay, FB03. I don't know what are the database tables which are used. See, guys, whenever you design a module pool program, in the background, when you save the data, it is going to store in the database. And if you want to save the data in the database, definitely you are going to use an update operations or something in the module pool program, right? Or else, suppose you are doing a report. If you want to display the data, you need to fetch the data from the database. That means you are querying the data from the database. So if you are able to find out those tables, so maybe I need to go to the programs, right? But I don't go to the program space. I have one intelligent, beautiful tool which is called SQL Tracing. So I use this tool to track what are all the database tables which are used. SD05. Okay. So here you can activate the SQL trace. So that whenever you activate this trace, so this trace will log whatever you do in the system. Suppose you are fetching the data. So what is the database table which is used? That will be logged over here, and the time, how much time it takes. So everything it is going to log it. So I'm going to activate that trace. Now the trace is on, guys. I did a trace on the SQL side, database side. Now I come to here. See, I have entered some data. So whenever I enter in the PAI, based on this input, it will fetch the data from database and it will display the data. So whenever it fetches the data from, whenever it does a select, the select will be logged in the SQL trace case. Very, very important. FD05, enter, and the data comes here, and immediately don't do anything. So until this screen, what are all the database queries which are used? If you want to find, so first then deactivate the trace and display the trace and execute. And you see, so these are all the, see guys, all the selects which are performed, which is tracked into this system. If you see the database tables, see guys, BKPF, BSEZ, BSET, BSEZ. So this is the database tables which are used in this report, guys. So this is the way I find the database tables. I never go for a Google, guys. If you give me any module now, give me FICO transaction, give me purchase transaction, give me sales transaction, give me real estate transaction, give me health insurance transaction. If you only the ABAP can do this kind of things, guys. No need to go anything. Some new model is coming up which is introduced by SAP. I don't know anything. So how can you track? How can you do this kind of things? Tables and all. If you go to the Google, since it's a new module, no one will post in the Google, guys. Google means someone is posted something, so that you are going to see it. But here the new module means no one will post it, guys. That means you need to understand the system, how the system works. So you know the module pool program, you know the reports, how it works. So based on that, you are going to track everything, guys. So here I tracked it. I don't know what is, let's take an example. I don't know what is FB03, which is posting. And I would like to see what are the database table which is served. See guys, whatever I told, BKP, it is using in a BKPF, it is using in a BS easy guys. See, go and BKPF this statement, and also it takes 592 microseconds guys. In 592 microseconds, this is fetched the data from database table. Now by seeing this, which statement is taking more time guys? By seeing this, which statement is taking more time? Maybe this is the one which is taking more time. See, 29,353 microseconds. So it is, see the trace table itself guys, that is taking more time. That's not a problem. So my problem I worry about is my programs. So this is my program. So maybe this is my program, and here in this program it is, see guys, BSEZ, it is taking 1500 microseconds. So the time, suppose when there is a performance problem in your program, run this tool and see which select is taking more time. So because of that select, maybe you are getting a very low performance of the program guys. So this is the tool which we are going to, even the performance monitoring also, tuning also, we are going to use this tool guys, ST05. So we can do the monitoring, the time, how much time it executes. And the second thing is, we can track the database tables which are used in that program. So I use the BKPF. If you see, so here the BKPF, they have entered BKP RS 1000 and BELR equal to this and GJHR equal to this. And based on this, it pulls the data from BKPF. So the first database table is BKPF. The second database table is BSEZ. What is BSET? I don't know guys. We'll see what exactly the BSET. And go to the other and go to BSET. See guys, it's in a tax document, tax data document segment. That's an BSET. BSET, which is in a tax document. Okay. Control S. Okay. So that's it for the day, guys. So we'll use these things in tomorrow's class. From next time onwards, whenever we do a reporting, we use the finance tables case. Maybe I would like to give. So I have a customer. Let's take an example of. I would like to see all the open and cleared items of that customer. Okay. We'll see if it is in a cleared items. Actually, I need to call to the customer, or I need to send an email, or I need to do some actions. What is the open and cleared documents of the customers? So that we are going to see. But still, there are standard reports, guys, to see the customer open and cleared items. Okay, items. The transaction code FBL5N in the FICO module and FPL9 in the FICA module. Okay, this is the difference. If you use in your system FICO module, the transaction code is FBL5N. If you use FICA in your system, the transaction code is FPL9. So here the customer comes, here the business partner comes into the picture. Okay, here the business partner comes into the picture. So let's go to the system and I go to this transaction code. So FBL5N. So go to this transaction and see. So this is the customer account and this is the company code. 1000 is the company code. If I execute, see, if you select open items, it will give me all the open items. And if you select cleared already paid invoices, it will give me the paid invoices. If you select all items, it will give open as well as the paid invoices. And select the special GL transactions. Okay, parked items. Okay, vendor items. Select all and execute. And see guys, see the green means which is a cleared item, guys. Already the invoice is paid. So this is paid. So this is paid. This is paid. This is paid. But if you see the red means it's an open invoice. So open item. Let's take an example of double click of this. Open the document and customer and this. What is the document number? Accounting document number. Where is it? See guys, this is the accounting document. Remember what I said, it's an open item. But where do you see the open items? Huh? Perfect. BS ID. BS ID is the open items table. No, maybe I will go to the BS ID table and SE16N. So go to the BS ID and enter the document number, and now it should fetch the document number. See, it should fetch the document number. The company code is 1000 and the recent year is, the company code is, we entered 1000 and you'll see the recent years on this, and the year is the 2015. This is the recent document is, right? 2015 is the document. Maybe what is the document year? Here fiscal year. Did you see the fiscal year? So where is the fiscal year? Yeah, see 2015 2500, 2015 the amount is 2500 days. So everything, so the data dictionary and everything is an important base. If you know the system, you can play like anything guys. You can do the football, okay? But if you are strong in the technical, so no need to read much guys. So if you are good in the practical, if you understand the system, even reading is also not required. You can do whatever you want in the system. Okay, so that's all about today, the FICO module. From tomorrow, maybe this is useful for some of the people. So yesterday I have forwarded 3 resumes to one of the company on the FICO ABAP side. So you can use this case. So tell them I have enhanced, I have done a BDC on the FB01. And apart from this case, so we have more tables. Insert. Okay, process, create, change, display tables. So here I am talking about cleared items case. Suppose a accounting document is created. Whenever invoice creates, a accounting document, a open item is created. But how do you clear it? Whenever the invoice posted, you need to clear that document, right? If you want to clear the document, clear customer line items. The transaction code is F-32. So if you want to clear some item, we are going to use the transaction code F-32. So this is the transaction for the F-32, and you need to give an open amount and the account number, accounting document number, sorry, customer number. Sorry, here you need to give the account means it's in a customer number base. See F1. I know this is the module pool program. This field is designed with a field called accounting number. So what is the accounting of what is the field name? AGKON, and I will see what is this AGKON. Account number of the key list, and so is it in a account number should be, is it GL account? No, it should not be GL account. It should be a customer number. Clear customers. Sales organization. So sales are, where is the customer number? I think I select this. See guys, account here is nothing but a customer number guys. So this is a customer number. You need to enter the customer number. Maybe enter some customer. Okay. Becker and Berlin BE. Okay. And company code is 17 and I put 00. But it will ask for the this thing number ranges, I think. Okay, amount or document number. See, the number range is missing. I need to do any configurations. If you set up all the configurations, we can do all this in our system as well. Maybe I will try to do in 2 or 3 days with all these configurations. I will set up in a company code, GL account, and number ranges and everything. You can do transactions as well in the system. Okay, so that's it from the day. And the transaction to clear the customer line items is the F-32, and I think to clear the vendor items is, I think, F-44. Yes, so to clear vendor line items, the transaction is F-44, and also to display vendor open and to display guys, like FBL5N we displayed, right? Display vendor, open and cleared items. The transaction code is FBL1N, I think. So go to the FBL1 and see vendor line items. We give the vendor account and you can see the open and cleared items. And also to display GL account, open and cleared items. It's an FBL3N. See, and you can display FBL3N. So this is the GL account line item display. Okay, so this is what all transactions in the FI side is. Okay, maybe from tomorrow we are going to use this transaction. We are going to familiarize the reporting and all. We are going to use these tables and these transactions in the FICO side. Maybe in the FICA side also we have a lot of things. Maybe I will not tomorrow because and after 1 week I am going to introduce the FICA tables as well. Okay, maybe the FICA we have FPL line. So we have no in the system there is no FICA module, and we need to check this FICA maybe in HANA. FPL line. Yes, guys, the FICA module is there in the S4HANA system, and we can see guys here also. Here the instead of customer, it's coming up in a business partner. So what exactly the business partner and all we'll talk about in the S4HANA system. Maybe even that also I will introduce the business partner concept in the S4HANA. Okay, the customer we call it in a business partner, customer and vendor and employee. Okay, and organization, employee and customer and vendor. We call it a business partner in the S4HANA system. Okay, so that's it for the day. Thank you all. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.